Hey guys, and welcome back. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We're still quarantined, we're still stuck inside, so I brought down some paper that I had up in the closet. So I kind of just grabbed whatever I had lying in the house as far as lighting and props and things like that. And we're going to be taking pictures of some stuff that Jack is going to want to sell, like this chair, and then some cameras that I'll eventually be selling, things like that. And just kind of playing around with it. I'll be using the RB67, and I have 3 different lenses with that. I have the 50, I have the 90, and then I have the 180, I think is the last one. So I have those. I'll be shooting Portra 400 and Provia 400, which I'll probably be pushing because we lost a lot of our light. As far as outside light, it's kind of storming right now. So I'll probably push that to 800 or 1600. I'll only be using that for digital. I don't really want to mess around with flash with the RB right now, just because it'll be kind of annoying. And then again, I'm going to be using my Super Takumar lenses to shoot on digital. So here we go. So again, hello, welcome. If you're new to this channel, we talk mainly about film photography, and then I mix in some travel and just kind of whatever I feel like along the way. So that's what's going on. I ended up pushing both Portra 400 and Fuji 400 to 1600. You'll see the results from both of those films, and then I will break down this camera, talk about the pros and cons, just kind of how it functions for those of you who are just getting into it, and then I'll have some more results of other rolls that I've shot previous times with this camera towards the end. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it helped you kind of see the differences when you push both Fuji and Portra 400 up to 1600. As usual, the Fuji is going to lean a little bit more towards the green side. In the defense of Fuji, we did shoot that second, which we were starting to lose light rapidly outside, and so it got darker. So I think that's probably why it tends to be a little bit more green than I would like, and also, of course, I think it is a tad grainier than the Portra 400. Overall, though, I'm very happy with how those came out as far as the coloring and just the grain. I thought there was going to be a lot more grain to these pictures than I'm actually seeing, so that was nice. So if you're curious on how that looks, and just if you're going to lose a lot of that quality and just gain more grain when you push it to 1600, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Now, let's talk about the RB. So I have mixed feelings about this camera. So we're gonna go over the cons and then we'll talk about what is mostly pros. So of course the first negative is the size and weight of the RB67. I mean, this thing is just gigantic. It came with this handle when I got it. I'm not really a huge fan of it, but if you didn't know, the prices of workout equipment just went through the roof during the whole quarantine thing. So if you're trying to save money and get the most out of things, you could always just buy one of these and turn it into weight. So weight, first big negative for sure. Negative number 2, the dark slide. This is the RB67 Pro. Now there is the Pro SD, which I believe has a special slot on the side somewhere where this kind of just sets right in. Of course, I say that, and as soon as I stop this, I'm gonna find a slot somewhere where this slides in, and I'm gonna look like an idiot. But for now, I'm gonna say there is no slot, which means I have to hold on to this, put it in my pocket or something like that whenever I take my shot. That's kind of annoying. The next negative is setting this camera up. I have 3 lenses for this. I have the 50mm, the 90mm, and the 180mm. Now, it is recommended when you're not using these to disengage the shutter. In these lenses, of course, there is a leaf shutter and there's a separate in the main housing of the camera. So in order to disengage or engage, you simply press this button up here. You hit these 2 notches and then just turn them, and that engages the shutter. Or if you want to disengage it, you just press that button, turn them back the other way, and that will disengage the shutter. So in order to put a lens onto the RB67, you have to first engage that shutter on the lens. And then you have to engage the shutter on the camera before you can mount said lens to said camera. Mount, and then just twist, and now it's mounted on it. However, I really don't like this handle. It was cool for the whole weight thing, but now it's just bothering me. I'm gonna take it off. Now that you have mounted the lens on the camera, you still cannot fire the shutter. Why? Well, because you have the dark slide in. Now, if you have film in it, the only way to do this without exposing your film is you just pull it out. There it is, that little bitty triangle is sticking out. So once you pull that little tab out, then you can fire the shutter. However, you're still not done. Now you have to recock it, and now you can remove the dark slide and take a shot, because the body as well as the lens are now synced up. You can't do it before though. You have to make sure the body and the lens are synced up before you can remove the dark slide and take a picture. It's a little bit of a process, and it is kind of annoying. Lastly is ergonomics. With most cameras, you have a wide camera and then a shorter face. With the RB67, you have a narrow body and a very long face. That makes it a little more awkward to hold and a little more difficult to kind of move around and worry about things like shake and everything. You basically have to hold it like a small child. On the topic of holding it like a small child, you have to worry about camera shake, because that shutter hits. I mean, that thing is like a Russian slap champion. It just... Yeah, so you're gonna have to worry about camera shake if you're shooting at a shutter speed that's too low. Maybe it doesn't slap that hard. Okay, it does slap pretty hard. So moving on to the pros of the camera, which there are a lot of. On the back side, you have the film backing. Now these are interchangeable, and the whole camera is modular. You can take off lenses, you can take off backings, you can take off the hood and replace it with an eye-level viewfinder. All that stuff, it is pretty fantastic. So all you have to do to remove this is just pull the locks, and it just pops right off. You don't have to slide it in and out like some people think. You just pop it on and off. With that, you can shoot as many different kinds of film as you want in the same shoot, which kind of eliminates the whole issue I had with the shutter speed. So if you're shooting in an overcast day where clouds are kind of coming and going and you're not kind of sure what to work with, you could have one of these with Portra 400, you could have one with Portra 160, and just kind of go and switch as you need to depending on your lighting conditions. Or if you want to shoot black and white and color as well, you can do that. I mean, as many backings as you have, you can shoot that many options, which is really nice. You don't have to go through the whole roll before switching. Sticking with the film back, you have the option to shoot landscape or portrait. That is nice. As I'm sure you can imagine, trying to shoot this camera in some sort of sideways fashion would not make much sense. Viewfinder is nice. It's big, bright. What I like about this is you have 4 different lines. Of course, you have a square viewfinder, and then you have your vertical lines, and then you have your dotted lines along the side. And what those are for is, of course, if you rotate your film backing, that kind of shows you what your new orientation is for the film, which is a good thing. And lastly, of course, is your interchangeable lenses. Very easy to just pop on and pop a different one on. You just have to deal with that whole cocking of the shutters and things like that, which we already talked about. Lastly, with the lenses is, of course, that just like its cousin, the Mamiya C330, you have the billows on the front end. And this allows you to basically shoot any lens as a macro lens. Probably gonna have to tape that. It's just being able to shoot any lens as a macro. It really opens up a lot of possibilities. You don't have to switch lenses as often, and then you just have so many more options for portraits, product photography, things like that, with a lens that just can go so far in either direction. You do have a lock and unlock on the shutter down here. Your shutter speeds and apertures are located on the lens. Your film advance is on the film backing. Your shutter is on the actual body of the camera. All very simple, easy to use. Once you get past that little tricky part of attaching lens, it's really not that difficult. And the results you get with this are just really good. I mean, the Mamiya glass is just fantastic on this camera. Each one of these lenses had fungus and haze and all the elements. I had to take it apart element by element and clean every individual one of them. And there's still some scratches on there, but it doesn't seem to affect the image quality at all. But that being said, the camera has held up very nicely. Just the centerpiece is as big as the Rolly. It's insane. When you go shoot with the RB67, you are shooting with the RB67. You're not bringing anything else. Maybe you'll sling a point and shoot around your neck, but this is all you have, and if you can fit the lenses in your bag as well. It is a great camera and you get some great results with it. I'm not sure if I'll hang on to it or not. I think I just want something a little bit different, a little more compact, or just kind of a different format. I'm not sure. So I haven't made up my mind yet or not. It's tough because it's just such a capable camera and you can just do so much with it. But I think the size is just what really bothers me. It's just, it's too much. I think it might be too much. It's a little big. It's a lot. So I'm going to show you some more results that I've gotten with this. Make sure you comment down below, like, subscribe for future videos. Let me know what you think about the RB67. If you think it's overrated, if you think it's great. Personally, I prefer the mechanical version over the RZ67, but that's just me. And yeah, let me know what you thought on pushing Portra versus Fuji, kind of the comparison, if you have any input on that. I mean, yeah, let's just chat. Most of us are still in quarantine, right? Yeah, for now. Another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month and a half. Okay, so I'll wrap it up with that. I'll see you guys in the next one.